Gotta rank 'em all, Pokémon.
Welcome to Gotta Rank 'em All, the Pokemon ranking show, where Chris,
I prefer Iron Chris these days.
Iron Chris, are you at least Steel type?
Oh,
Of course, why would you be? And myself, every week, get a guest and a random list of 10 Pokemon and put them in the most officially arbitrary list of all time. Lovely returning guest this week. Very excited. Brian Keese Jr.
It's actually,
of the Draft Bunks.
it's actually Scream Brian Keese Jr. now.
Where's your tail?
Yeah. Thank you for having me back. I'm very excited. I feel like we've had Ryan on our show so often that we joke that he's the honorary punk, and I feel like I'm me and Victorian Genetics and a couple other people. We're approaching honorary Gotta Rank 'em Allers now. I think this is my third or fourth time on. I'm excited.
Well, we're very excited to have you back. I like to think of our regular guests as the professors from the Pokemon games.
Oh,
Right? Yeah.
I like that. I like
which
that a lot.
professor do you most closely identify with, Brian?
Oh gosh. What's the worst plant? What's that one that smells like a rotting corpse? I'll be that professor.
Professor Cordyceps.
Yeah, there you go. Professor Cordyceps. Ooh.
That's certainly a pick, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, have you been playing Gen 9?
I have. We were talking about this a bit before the show. I'm about halfway through the game, which when it comes to a mainline Pokemon game is really like unheard of for me. I'm usually like done with the story within 2 or 3 days. And I think it's finally happened after 25, 26 years. I think I might be having a little bit of fatigue. I think partially it's because of Arceus coming out in the same calendar year, and I just enjoyed the loop of that game so much more. Not to say I'm not having a good time when I'm playing Violet, but or Scarlet, I should say, which is the version I have. But I don't know. It just hasn't grabbed me as much as Arceus did earlier this year.
Interesting. I mean, Chris and I, well, I think Chris is still with me. We like Arceus over
is
Scarlet.
a better game for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel you, because as soon as I rolled credits in Scarlet, I loaded up Arceus and played a little bit more of that. So I feel you. I get you. But I mean, aside from starting to feel like, man, maybe I've played too much Pokemon. Good time.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm enjoying it when I'm playing it. I just have had other stuff I get to. My gaming time is very limited with a 15-month-old running around. So my wife and I like to game together, and that's not really one that we can play at the same time because she's not as into Pokemon as I am. So we've been going back through our single player game backlog. We just finished up Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then we went back and finished the campaign for Guardians of the Galaxy. So we've been getting in our superhero fix while we wait for Hogwarts Legacy to drop next week. And then, now 6 weeks later than what we expected, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
How do you? I saw like some people were a little worried about that delay. I know this is very off topic for this Pokemon podcast, but I'm curious because I'm looking forward to Jedi Survivor. And I don't think a 6-week delay is a bad sign. Like, this game hasn't been in development for 8 years, and delaying it 6 weeks is just like, I a little more time.
I think Chris said it right on our server, which is just that, a little bit more time to cook in the oven and get those bugs out. Welcome. I'd rather see that than have developers crunch and release an unfinished product.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I almost never look at delays as like a negative. It can really only be a positive. It might mean that the game is like a mess and will eventually come out a mess. Like Skull and Bones will be when it eventually comes out, I'm sure. But typically it's a good thing for the game.
You say that, and I generally do agree. I showed a student at the school where I work who's a big Harry Potter fan the initial reveal trailer for Hogwarts Legacy the other day because he had never heard of it. And at the end of the trailer, it's like coming in 2021. It's like, oh, I'm a little nervous about that one, but we'll see how it goes.
I think the only reason I would be negative is I have that game on my Fantasy Critic and I want it to release. That might be the only reason I get mad at a delay nowadays. But otherwise, yeah, let them work at a good pace. Don't overwork themselves and take the time they need to make the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a list we got to make complete. Brian, you're here to help us tonight.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get a little refresher in, see where the vibes are at on this list. Brian's going to lose his mind when I read the top 1, 2, and 3 because we got Greninja, Lugia, and Shuckle.
It's like that meme of the 3 dragon heads where the first 2 look super menacing. and then the third one is just goofy as hell. That's Shuckle on this list.
Shuckle got dropped on his head, okay? We don't have to point it out every time.
I honestly, I don't think I'd have Lugia in my personal top 100, but it's at least a respectable choice. Shuckle, I mean, what are you guys thinking? You're drinking the Michael Moran Kool-Aid.
Well, to be fair, it's the Michael Moran and Chris Kool-Aid, and then they like tied me to the chair.
That episode, if you have not listened to the episode where we put Shuckle back at 3, because he was 3 originally, and he got moved down, and then we got him back to 3 when Michael Moran came back on. It is like the most I have ever like kind of felt bad for pulling somebody's arm. What's the word I'm looking for?
Gaslighting?
Gaslighting, coercing, yeah. I'm sorry, Ryan. I feel your pain.
But you
know what?
Shuckle deserves it.
It's got a cool shiny.
At least I kept them from 1 and 2, right?
Do you think, and maybe this is out there, I don't know. Is Shuckle's shiny an original color a purposeful nod to Mario Kart, or did it just work out that way? Where it's a red shell to blue shell?
Blue shell, yeah. Maybe.
Sure.
That's a good question.
I don't know. If that was the case, I could at least see moving him into the top 100, maybe, because that would be very cool. But,
no, the real case was, he wears a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! All right, we gotta go before I get too angry.
Bottom of the list: 1,060 Gumshoes, 1,061 Crabominable, 1,062 Jinx, which puts 531 the halfway mark, right, Brian? Quick math.
Yes, sir.
531 Yamask, 532 Quilladin, which we're right there, folks. Quilladin officially in the middle of the list count. And 533 Mega Houndoom, which feels about right. Maybe even just a touch high.
He's too spiky.
He's a little too spiky.
I know last week number 100 was the Lickitung line. Where is that at now, Ryan? What's the number 100?
Lickitung is 102. Our number 100 bouncer is Meowstick.
Ooh, that's actually a very relevant one for the last Pokemon of the night, I think.
Yeah, for our guest. But, well, let's get through these 10 so we can compare.
Just a little tease there for the listeners.
A little foreshadowing. A little bit. Our first pickup tonight, Goldengo.
Yep. Is that how you pronounce it? I was going to go with Golden Go on account of the color.
That's fair.
Goldango, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think we've heard. I don't think it's been in the anime or anything, as far as I know.
Fair.
And there's no voice acting in the games.
Let's do the name origin early then, because the name origin can sometimes, depending on the words that it's made up of, help lead to how to pronounce its name.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to do any guesses?
I mean, he's literally gold plated, so.
Yeah, he covered himself in gold and he's ready to go.
He does appear ready to go. He is for the audio listeners who don't know this Pokemon. He's riding what appears to be a surfboard made of coins, which is by far the coolest thing about this Pokemon.
And the Pokemon on top of the golden surfboard or snowboard looks a lot like Gumby if Gumby was gold instead of green Play-Doh.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could compare him to. Got Gumby, the mascot from Applejacks back in the day, the cinnamon one. The mascot of Cheese Sticks. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I was going to say he looks like the mascot for every Winter Olympics for the last 40 years. When they release like the cute little plush dolls and stuff. He looks like he would fit right in with that crew.
Fair. He also looks kind of like a Damn It doll, if you've heard of those.
That's a new one. Haven't heard of Damn It Dolls. All right, so its name origin, Goldango may be a combination of ghoul, golden, ghost, and possibly go. It may also come from tango, the Spanish word for I have, or from denga, an old Russian coin, which its plural form became the usual Russian word for money. I don't really know that led us to a better answer on how we should pronounce this guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you first DM'd me this list, it came up in my notifications with just that word, and I at first thought you had just really badly misspelled our friend Holden's name. I was like, what is going on? Because it's GH, which definitely does imply the ghoul idea. So maybe it is Golden or Golden. Yeah, I don't know. He's ugly. I want to rank him low.
This is, if this affects at all, Brian, this is the 1000th Pokemon officially in the National
Number
Pokedex.
1000.
No, it doesn't. What's ranked 1000 right now? Let me go look at that. No, he's probably not that low, but I'm not a huge fan of this design.
Number 1000 is Regice.
Yeah, he's better than that. I will give him that.
I don't think he's quite in that territory, but
No.
yeah, I mean he's not amazing. He's also a pain in the butt to get. You have to get a, what's the first one called? Gold.
Gimme Ghoul.
Gimme Ghoul. Yeah, you have to get a Gimme Ghoul and then get like 1,000 Gimme Ghoul coins, I think it is, which can be a pain in the butt.
999 Gimme Ghoul, basically 1,000.
Wow. Yeah, they started releasing those coins first in Pokemon Go, actually, before Scarlet and Violet even released. They did an event where certain Pokestops turned yellow, and if you spun them, you got Gimme Ghoul coins. But as far as I know, you can't actually do anything with them yet.
Okay. Interesting. Well, you might have to wait until Gimme Ghoul's in the game.
Right.
So start saving up now. Also, interesting note on Bulbapedia, Gimme Ghoul's evolution cannot be canceled with the B button.
Weird.
What?
Why?
Wait, does he automatically evolve when you get 999?
Yeah, if you level up while you have 999.
You have to like throw them away if you want to keep them as a...
I guess. Or
Just
maybe
never have it in your party.
one of the stones, maybe. The what's the
Everstone?
Can't
Yeah.
have an Everstone.
Oh.
But yeah, can't just cancel with the B button. So all you folks out there who really don't want a Goldango.
I'm trying to find something to like compare this to on the list.
Different. I don't even know what you compare him to.
Have you ranked Gimme Ghoul?
We have. He was the first one that was actually on the episode, first gen.
Mm-hmm. But I think we liked Gimme Ghoul.
We like Gimme Ghoul. Yeah, he's number 98.
Yeah, he's cool.
Oh my goodness.
How do we feel about a Galarian Mr. Mime comparison?
What number is that at?
827.
Okay.
Tap dancing Mr. Mime is way.
Yeah, I prefer tap dancing Mr. Mime. I don't think you're too far off though, because I'm looking further. Maybe it's just because I'm not a fan of any of the Reggies, but I might be willing to put this guy above Regigigas.
Yeah, I like this more than Regigigas for sure.
And yeah, I could keep this above Silvally. I'm not outraged at this placement.
Oh, I was thinking of the evolution of Galarian Mr. Mime. I don't even remember what Mr. Mime looks like. Isn't he just?
No, you're thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking of Mr. Rhyme.
Mr. Rhyme.
Mr. Rhyme's great.
Yeah, Mr. Rhyme is great. Nowhere near the bottom of this list.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could go above or below Galarian Mr. Mime.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing is there's a couple under, like, I like Ariados better, probably. I like Tyrogue better, but going the other way, I think I like Diggersby less. And Whismur, I don't care about at all. So I'm torn, but this does feel like the correct range.
Yeah. Yeah, this feels about right. I think if we want to stay below Ariados, that's fine by me. I like that spider, and I'm arachnophobic, so the fact that I like a spider.
Yeah, he's colorful, cool design, good name.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd be fine putting him there between Ariados and Tyrogue.
Okay, I like it.
All right. New 831. Go Goldang. I can't do it. It's
Yeah.
gonna do Goldang go to the polls.
Can we read the
Signing off.
can we read the Pokedex entries though? The ones for
Oh, yeah,
Gimme
yeah.
Gold.
Oh, that's true.
Its body seems to be made up of 1,000 coins. This Pokemon gets along well with others and is quick to make friends with anybody. It has a sturdy body made up of stacked coins. Goldango overwhelms its enemies by firing coin after coin at them in quick succession.
That second one, I mean, the first one too, that raises so many questions. I don't know if we want to get into them, but so is he's firing parts of his body? Like,
He's a ghost. He's Steel Ghost. So he's like
yeah,
firing like parts of his corporeal form, but is that really his body? Because ghost?
I mean, it says he's made up of coins.
That's true.
And I don't know. I assume he's like firing at them, but then they like come back to him because he's like.
Is the snowboard part of his body?
I assume he made that out of his body. Yeah.
Oh, that's
that
so
would make
gross.
I think it's
I
pretty.
kind of like him more though because of that.
So this is just Golden Surfer. They gotta be going.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the origin here it says Goldango also seems to take cues from surfers, given the golden surfboard it rides, as well as the dreadlock-like appendages and friendly nature, befitting the archetypal surfer dude. So yeah, they got to be going for like a silver surfer play here for this Pokemon a little bit, being a golden surfer.
Yeah.
831 feels about right.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Our next contestant is, I think, a fan favorite with Houndstone. I mean, look at this boy. Or do we like the first form better?
This is one I have not encountered in the game, but just from the looks of him, love. Great.
I don't think you're too far away. I think you've seen the first form in the did you watch any of the pre-release trailers?
I did.
So the little puppy with the candle on its head?
Yes. Yeah.
This is the evolved form of that.
Excellent. I see the candle has moved to his butt. Yeah. But yeah, no, cool design. I love the grave marker on top of his head. Sort of the skull teeth there, the jawline. That's really cool. The skeletal feet, I should say. Covered in just a big old mop of fur, like those old Looney Tune cartoons with the sheepdog. Very cool design.
Yeah, very fun design for sure. I didn't use one of these because I didn't have need for a ghost type Pokemon on my team, so I had Skeledirge. But my goodness, what a great generation for dog Pokemon overall. If you're a dog Pokemon fan, it's a good generation for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
my first comparison is kind of like with Corsola. We got the ghost type with Galarian Corsola. This kind of makes me think of Stoutland a bit. Which is at 406, but I like it better than that. I think I would go higher.
Yeah, I do think this is a more interesting Outland. Can we
Mhm.
read lore? Because I know a little bit of the lore on the first evolution just from the trailer
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, let's see here. So I'll read the Pokedex entries. Houndstone spends most of its time sleeping in graveyards. Among all the dog Pokemon, this one is the most loyal to its master. A lovingly mourned Pokemon was reborn as Houndstone. It doesn't like anyone touching the protuberance atop its head.
So it no longer is like adorable, but also sucks the life out of you, like your graveyard. I think first one.
Yeah.
But hey, you got this
Grievard.
dog. That died.
Grievard is a fantastic name, by the way. Like Graveyard, Grievard. That's a plus name. I do like Houndstone as well because you have it's headstone essentially, right? But a dog. That's fantastic too.
Yeah, some solid names this gen. There are a lot of solid mons overall. This is a good gen of Pokemon. This is the only Pokemon that can learn the last respects move.
Is that the thing? I think this Pokemon is like banned in competitive or something. Might be because of the move. I'm not sure why.
Might be.
What does that move do?
Its base power is increased by 50 each time a Pokemon on the user's side faints during a battle. Revived Pokemon who then faint again also count.
Yeah.
And I think it was the case that they don't even have to faint in the battle. They can just be fainted on your... I think I heard that the problem was you could start a battle with 5 fainted Pokemon and have this thing at 250 power or 300 power just to start the fight with. And it's a 10 pp move, so you can max it at 16. So you could, in theory, wipe a lot of stuff with that.
Yeah, I assume he's kind of slow though, right? He looks like it.
Let's see his speed. Definitely not fast, but not with a base speed of 68. Not like terribly slow.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we were looking above Stoutland. The first thing I see that I really want to go above is Skarmory for me, 366.
Okay.
I was just gonna throw in there. I take a little bit of issue with the fact that it says it's the most loyal of the dog Pokemon. I feel like that's a potential sore spot, especially when you have Herdier, who's literally nicknamed the quote loyal dog Pokemon.
Yeah, but this one came back from the dead to be with its owners.
That's fair. Is this like a fan canon situation potentially where people thought Cubone might be like a Marowak or like a Charmander whose flame went out? Maybe this is a Herdier Stoutland combo that passed away and came back.
Maybe. You know what? It is now. We're starting canonizing lore here on this podcast.
Let me go up and look at this. You said 366 is where Skarmory's at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I like Skarmory. I like Charjabug a lot, even though he's kind of doofy.
That's why we love Charjabug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at Charjabug too. I could easily go above Sandshrew. And Choodle. I might stay below Charjabug though.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
We good?
As always, this list is not going to be perfect for anyone, even the two of you. So I'm looking down and I'm like, Combuskin, come on, what are we doing down here?
But the vibes,
you dorky chicken.
I mean, it's that Pokemon is certainly designed.
Look at this poor Moltres down here rotting at 387. The original rubber chicken Pokemon. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yep. Doesn't hold up, Gen 1 doesn't hold up the same way anymore.
Wow.
Any guesses?
Blaspheming.
Where we get Houndstone from?
I mean, I feel like I gave it away a little bit.
Gotta be stoned. That's Ryan's dog right there.
Yeah. This is number 420 in the national decks.
Yeah, Hound and Headstone. The Japanese name Hakadagu, which is just Haka, tomb, and dog.
I love that. Hakadagu.
Hakadagu. Hakadagu. Love it. That's very good. Yeah. And from one great name to another, our next Pokemon to rank is Lechonk.
Such a good name.
Number one.
Glad we're here.
Number one. Put him at the top of the list, sir.
Shuckle out of the top 3.
Ryan, if you fight with me, I think we can do this. I think we can get Lechonk at 3rd. I need you with me on this.
Look, this is a food that cries bacon grease.
I know.
Very good design. Very fun name. Evolution, also a very fun name.
Yes, yeah. When I finally saw the evolve form, I was dying laughing. I saw the name. I was like, oh, they did it. The Madmen went and did it. They did something really good here.
The shiny Lechonk is bright pink, like a little piglet, which is also very cute.
Fantastic. Let's see. What does the lore have to say? Stout Pokemon resembling a hog. Its body is almost entirely grayish black, except for the brown colorations. The yellow growths under its eyes resemble teardrops, but are actually bacon grease. I added the last little bit there. It's
Ryan, can you please give me the Scarlet Pokedex entry so that everyone can understand why this is my spirit Pokemon?
It searches for food all day. It possesses a keen sense of smell, but doesn't use it for anything other than foraging.
I've had coronavirus for the last 2 weeks, and I lost my sense of smell, and I didn't know what I was going to do because I couldn't forage, Ryan. I couldn't forage.
Sad Lechonk. Sad Lechonk meme. Yeah, but I mean, that's like pigs are used for hunting for what's the fungus? It's truffles.
Fungus. Fungus amungus.
Yes. Cordyceps, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something pigs are known to do. Searches for rich berries to eat. Lechonk is known to feed on the sweet nectar on Appleton's back. Good. Eat those fucking Pokemon. Get out of here.
Wow.
Has a timid and faint-hearted temperament. Will panic and charge forward if attacked.
God, he can't get any more perfect, Ryan. You can just stop reading.
Despite its apparent bulk, Lechonk's body mainly consists not of fat, but of muscle built up by its habit of walking around to find food. Oh God, here it is. Some trainers use Lechonk to look for cooking ingredients. I missed.
As a cooking ingredient?
I really read some trainers use Lechonk for cooking ingredients.
Sure they do.
And if we could get the name origin, please, Ryan. I feel like I'm in the script spelling bee. If I get the language of origin, please.
Well, this one is actually maybe more complicated than you might first imagine upon.
Oh, trust me, I've looked this one up before.
Lechonk. Any guesses, Chris?
He's Lechonky boy.
He is Lechonky boy. Maybe a combination of Lechon, Spanish for suckling piglet, oink, and possibly chonk, slang term for a large animal.
Oh, Lordy, coming!
The Japanese name is Gortan, which may be a combination of gourmet, glutton, and ton, pig.
Yes.
Also good.
I didn't go for gordo, which is just fat in Spanish.
I also will direct you to the other languages section. I very much enjoy the French name as well. Gourmelet, which is gourmet porcelet, which is a gourmet piglet.
Great.
It's just perfect in every language.
German is for coolie?
It works. Don't question it.
Furkle? What is Furkle?
Furkle is piglet, and coolie is culinary.
Cool in a search? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a culinary pig.
This is great.
It's classy. Yeah. Top 5, or I'd leave the show right now. Not to derail the podcast or anything.
In China, this is known as the translation is pig that loves to eat.
It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like 90% of this thing's charm is the fact that we have all made up in our heads that the tears are bacon grease, because they do look like it, even though nothing actually says it is.
And then the name, yeah.
The name is just amazing. Like from the very beginning, it was one of the first mons they showed, and we're like, oh my god, that's the best name they've ever given to a Pokemon.
Yeah, the chonk portion of it feels like one of the English translators put it in there as kind of like a joke, and then somehow it just kept getting through the checks and it just stuck, and it's so good. I can't believe they actually named a Pokemon Lechonk and that it's so perfectly named.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love it. Love it.
So
I don't know.
Are we putting it in the top 100?
Listen, top 100. Are you out of your mind? Listen to me. I know, Ryan. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you love Cyndaquil.
What?
To me, this is a better Pokemon than Cyndaquil.
You're a madman. Absolute madman.
What is better about Cyndaquil compared to Lechonk?
More nostalgia, more colors, evolves into something better typing.
Can't use the evolution. Can't do that.
Better
Rules?
typing.
Come on now.
Better typing. Yeah, I mean, just being normal, definitely not as good. Only one evolutionary stage, as
But
opposed to
it's two different forms though.
it's
Or the
one
evolution.
evolutionary stage.
But they look different. The male and female oinkolones look different. But again, we're not talking about the evolutions. Chris just said that. Objection. Let me ask you this. Does Cyndaquil cry out bacon grease?
No, to be fair. But does Lechonk have flame quills on his back?
Listen, you get Lechonk and Cyndaquil together. You cry out some bacon grease into a pan. You can make some really good fries. Just bake them right over a Cyndaquil.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
You're not going to have a Lechonk very long at some point. When you want some cheesy
Just keep
bacon
them away
fries.
from the fire. Keep them away from the fire. Oh my goodness. I would put this guy extremely high. I've been in love with him since the first time I saw him. If you guys want to go a little bit lower, I would understand. But for me, he's extremely high up on the list.
I think he's no question top 100 for sure. No question. Hands down.
Okay.
Top 100 is hot territory though.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to fight with you, Ryan, about Cyndaquil, because I know it's a losing fight. But when we put him above another fire starter, Charmander, at number 21.
Y'all are wild for having Charmander that low. Never mind. Lechonk's below Charmander. Good Lord. What is this list?
He's too high, actually.
I'd be happy with him somewhere between Charmander and Garchomp, though. I'm not a huge Garchomp guy.
Fair. We already have Mega Garchomp up higher, too.
Yeah, so wherever you wanted to go between 21 and 24, I'd be happy.
I'm fine above Blastoise.
Yeah, I can live above. Let's go right below Charmander.
Hey,
Let's
Lechonk's
chomp.
going to get cooked, but
Lechonk, a new 22. Everything our little chonky boy deserves.
Let's go. That's way higher than I thought I'd be able to convince you guys to put him. So I'm happy. I was like, shoot for the moon. Even if I miss, I will land amongst the bacon grease. Love it.
And just as a personal note, Game Freak, you figured it out with this Pokemon. You've got no excuse. You still have it in you.
That's one of the things I do love about him. And I'll be honest, I think Gen 9 is overall, design-wise, a pretty good gen. There are a lot of Pokemon in this gen that feel like they could have been in those first 2 or 3 gens where everything felt so unique, but well intentioned and thought out. I love Lechonk. I love Fido as a design. You know, there's so many good early Pokemon in this game compared to some of the garbage we've seen the last few.
Yeah. No, yeah. Overall, I think this is a really solid generation. But yeah, man, Lechonk. Let's see. I wonder if Lechonk winds up being our highest rated Gen 9 Pokemon.
I don't know. We got one coming at the end that I'm also pretty hot on. So.
Well, let's see how it goes as we go. Because next up, we've got Iron Shreds.
Dumb. He's dumb.
Does not have treads.
yeah, his name is bad. I mean, all the names are bad for these future, especially the future ones. But like, he doesn't even have treads. Like, where did they get?
I mean, his tail kind of has treads.
That's
right?
true, and he does roll around on it.
Yeah,
I get that.
No, it's got to be where the feet are.
but he's still dumb. Like the thing is, like his, I get it. You know, they're gonna. It's a video game. I understand this. It's not real life, but those horns are not gonna allow him to roll anywhere. Like if he curled up, those things would just keep poking in the ground and tipping him over. I don't know. Not a fan.
Yeah, I definitely think the past version, the Great Tusk, better than Iron Treads.
I think they're both terrible. I like this one better, but I think they're both terrible.
Fair. Have you ranked Great Tusk?
I don't think we have, so it
Okay.
doesn't help anyway.
So this is based off of Dawn Fan, which you guys actually have surprisingly high to me at 299. I think, yeah, he's okay. I don't think I'd have him that high, but it sounds like we're all much lower on this guy for sure.
Yeah. To be fair, I think that 299 was a lot of Chris because I also am on the Don Fan. Okay.
You know,
Yeah, it was me, and then the guest was also a fan, obviously, because I also love FanP, but FanP got tanked down to 637. So we got to go below FanP.
Okay. I will start looking in that range. Can we get some information on this Pokemon, Ryan?
Yeah. Let's see here. This Pokemon closely resembles a scientific weapon that a paranormal magazine claimed was sent to this planet by aliens. Sightings of this Pokemon have occurred in recent years. It resembles a mysterious object described in an old expedition journal. The Pokedex entries for these Paradox Pokemon are trash.
Yeah.
Iron Treads is said to have a cruel nature. It is capable of swiftly curling up its body and rolling like a wheel to attack. Will additionally curl up in this form and rock itself back and forth while sleeping. The trails it leaves behind are described as similar to scorched earth. It's also reportedly fatally injured one of the explorers on an expedition in the past. In an article from a September issue of A Culture magazine, it is said that there have been reports of Iron Treads.
Stop right. Nobody cares.
It's not good. No, we're not. This isn't good stuff.
I like when Pokemon fight people in general. Like that was one of the things I liked about Arceus. So the fact that it killed a guy actually kind of makes me like it more.
Metal, pretty metal.
I think this is the only. Well, this is the only future one, and Great Tusk is the only past one that you find outside of that like end game area because they're one of the giants or whatever.
Yep. And to get around your complaint with all the future ones, Chris, this one is actually Steel type.
Fair. Maybe it's the best one. It's not.
I like that there's articles in a paranormal magazine, like whatever the Paldea version of the National Enquirer is, says Iron Tread on the cover. The Pokemon killed my husband.
How often must that happen though in the world? Like, is that even news?
Oh my god!
Is it like when there's a shooting in the U.S.? It's like it's news, but like people barely pay attention because it happens every fucking day.
I am curious what the Pokemon related fatalities like. Is it higher or lower than, like cancer? What kills more people every year? Let's see. I'm looking at like Grodel at like 694.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a good comparison. Grodel also like not bipedal, the opposite of bipedal, four-legged weirdo.
Quadrupedal.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
opposites, right?
Yeah. Going further down, I do kind of like the Alolan Rattata design. I know you guys aren't as big on that one, but I would probably go below that.
Oh, we got to go below Cutie Fly for Ryan.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Mega Charizard Y.
I like the disrespect you put on Verizion's name at 706.
You got what it deserved.
Just says Verizon. Can you hear me now?
It's going to be another Pokemon we have to search for one of these days.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to find.
We tried to find Aeron on the list a few days ago, and because I have it on there as a joke, Aeron a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Did not find him.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd go too much lower though than all those.
Yeah, I mean, I could go above Mega Charizard Y.
Yeah, I think Tornadus is really dumb. I think all of those that set is really dumb though. So,
I think we have to put it above Clobopus.
how dare you?
Why? You don't like the Clobopus? What's wrong with you?
It's come on, Pokemon, you're better than that.
This thing's named Iron Treads. Better than that.
I know. I was
clever
gonna say,
when
look
they
at this
wanna
one's
be.
name.
At least it's not sexual innuendo.
So what? We're allowed to make sex jokes, but the Pokemon company's not allowed to make sex jokes about their own game.
Yeah, we're adults making fun of a child game. They're making a game for children.
I put it at 709. I assume you guys don't want to go higher than Deerling.
Yeah, I'm good with
fine
that.
with that. Yeah. Iron Treads gets what it deserves. There's no need to do New Origin. And just to continue the trend, the Japanese name is also Iron Treads. It is identical. They just nothing to do. Japanese or French is Iron Wheel. Spanish is Iron Tread. German Iron Wheel. Yeah, it's basically the same all across the board. And I hope you're ready for more iron because we've got Iron Hands.
I will just last word on Iron Tread because I never want to talk about him or see him again. I will just say that the Spanish version of Iron Tracks is Ferro Dada, and I do enjoy that.
Again.
Yeah,
That is pretty good.
roll over me, Ferro Daddy. Okay, Iron. What now?
Iron Hands.
Hands.
This guy is he's electric in what?
Electric and fighting.
Right, which makes sense since
It's
it's
fighting.
Hariyama, right?
Yep. Futuristic Hariyama. How is it that Pokemon evolved technology as future went on?
It doesn't make sense. You don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Like these
healthy
seem
for
like they would be like man-made, if anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're paradox Pokemon. It's not supposed to make sense, Ryan.
Okay, how do we feel about the Violet Pokedex entry? This Pokemon shares many similarities with Iron Hands, an object mentioned in certain expedition journals.
But
What?
that's what?
What does it mean? They have an item
is
called
his
Iron Hands
name.
that they use in the future for some purpose, and he looks like it.
I have no idea. Or is this going for the? It looks like this thing described in a book that we called this, so we're going to call this that because it looks like this thing that was described.
Or
It's terrible.
That's a real bad entry. Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
bad.
How does the Scarlet one though very similar to Iron Treads Paranormal Magazine.
Yeah.
But it also says it's said to be the modified form of a certain athlete. Like,
Yeah, because it's like it's a cyborg.
A modified sumo wrestler,
It's-
I guess.
is
Yeah.
Hariyama an athlete?
This is
guess.
okay. This is a Digimon, and we need to bury it. For its transgressions against Pokemon kind.
Okay. So we're going below Iron Treads.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I would say above Iron Treads personally.
I like the
Really?
design better.
Design wise, I like him a lot more.
Maybe it's because I'm not a big Hariyama guy, but this does nothing for me.
I'm not either,
And then,
but I
like-
like that they added electric typing. I have no idea if electric fighting typing is any good. It's probably not, but I like using electric types in general in the games, so that actually makes it more appealing to me. I would go above Mightyena. I would respect Ryan's cutie fly opinions, but I would go above Mightyena.
I'm not mad at it.
As long
Ryan
as it's
seems
below
mad at
Cutie
it.
Fly. I mean,
Okay.
I scrolled all the way down when I said let's bury it. because I think its design does nothing for me, and then its lore makes me actively dislike it.
Can
But
these
it's
Pokemon be shiny, by the way? I'm curious.
a good question. If they can, Bulbapedia doesn't have any images for the shinies yet.
I haven't really thought about that.
I'm gonna check. Yep, I found it on. I think this is it on Cerebi. It looks like the plate on top of the head is just a different color.
Yeah, a lot of the
It can be,
shinies this gen
you know,
Yeah, that's definitely something that suffered a little bit was shiny design, but you don't see as many shinies, so if that design's not as great, doesn't impact things quite as much. All right, Iron Hands. I want to close this tab. So next up, we have Slitherwing.
Good lord. I mean, of the 3 Paradox Pokemon, this is by far the best one.
Yeah, the past ones in general are just better than typically. This is Volcarona, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which for some reason people adore. So we have Volcarona really high.
I like Volcarona.
I mean, because he's awesome.
He's whatever. He's at 18, bro. Like maybe a top 200. But I push up at number 3, so I guess I don't get that.
Hey, you know what? Maybe we should move Lechonk up above Volcarona. You're right, Chris. I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down now. What do you think about that? I like it, but not as much as OG Volcarona. Volcarona, like when it's flying and its wings are all spread out, very cool looking. Whereas this thing appears to be stuck on the ground most of the time. Hence the Slither name there.
Yeah, I would agree that I think the OG is a better design.
I don't know what you guys see in Volcarona. I don't see it. I watched that thing fly around a lot in New Pokemon Snap, and it was ugly and dumb looking.
You're wild for that opinion. He's so cool. His wings are dope. He's got like the lava wings going on. He's a big furry moth. He looks great.
I used one in Gen 5, so my love comes from battle time, not just visual design. Although I do think they look cool visually. 18 does seem very high, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's where Volcarona is. This I would not put.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, I'm looking at number 100 right now is Pachirisu, and I might like it better than that, but I think there's probably a lot of stuff after 100 that I like more than Pachirisu also. I'm just not a big Pachirisu guy.
You and me, Brian.
Yeah.
Gotta follow the competitive scene. It means everything for Pachirisu. He destroyed freaking Garchomps and shit, man. He was badass.
Yeah, that's fair. I really like. I'm looking down a little further. 132. I like Lilligant. But I would probably.
Do you guys like that this much? I mean, I say like bottom half.
Oh wow. I don't think I'd go bottom half, but
no, I think it's the top half Pokemon for me.
But we can scroll down a bit.
Yep, we can find a middle ground here somewhere.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh my goodness. So many transgressions on this list.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's reminiscent of Volcarona. I like Volcarona's design.
See, that's why I hate it.
I think it's a fun color palette. You don't see that color palette get mixed a lot in Pokemon this way. Bug fighting is a cool.
Like it's like him and Heracross, pretty much, right?
Low kicks, also from this gen.
Yeah, which I used. I think this is visually way cooler than Low Kicks.
What?
Yeah, and actually, isn't Low Kicks Bug Dark?
Oh yeah, he has Bug Dark, huh? Even though he should totally be a fighting type.
He totally should be a fighting type. Yeah, honestly, I use Low Kicks, but I really don't like Low Kicks design very much. I think it's a pretty mid bug IMO.
Okay, well, I'd put this thing at like 1,000, so let's find where you guys would put it, and then just go in the middle.
Wow. Okay, we'll put it at number 1, and
okay, so 500.
I just looked up Low Kicks and hate it. Is he on this list somewhere?
No,
I have not ranked yet. No,
and you will not be here to rank him. Yeah,
Okay, all right. I'm trying to be understanding on this. So I'm looking down the list and I'm like at 271, like, come on, man, Litwick. He's a fucking candle. Like this is cooler than Litwick. I would go my range, I think, would be somewhere between Litten at 258 and Litwick at 271. Somewhere in there is where I'd start looking.
so in the lit zone.
In the lit zone. We're getting lit tonight.
Hey, there is lit in Slitherwing, right? It's right after
God.
the S. Yeah, there's lit right there. So this Pokemon also pretty lit.
Slitter heads. You guys remember what we called that game? That was...
If I had to narrow it down further, I would say I like this better than Escavalier at 265.
Scavalier?
Escavalier, sure.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Goldango.
I think I'd stay below Krokorok.
Okay.
I really like that crocodile.
Chris wants to put this as low as possible.
I
So
like it
Chris
less
is
than
thinking-
everything here, so I have no input.
All right. So how about under Torterra then, so that we can put it as low as possible in that range for you, Chris?
Okay.
Okay.
Can't wait to re-rank
now
this
you
at
know
some
how.
point.
Now, imagine this, Chris. This feeling you have right now, but 80 times worse, and that's what you put Ryan through, and you put fucking Shuckle at number 3.
Chuckles a billion times better than this dumb thing. So I don't know what you're talking about.
And the only, I mean, it's a pro and a con because there's no name origin guessing here. It's Slitherwing. This is the first time the Japanese name kind of departs a little bit more. It can be translated literally as wings slithering on the ground.
Does this thing slither? It's supposed to be
I
like a
guess that's,
snake?
I guess
Like,
that's what they're going for.
I think
It's,
so. I think he
doesn't look like-
shuffles along the ground.
yeah, name's
And
bad
yeah.
too, but whatever.
That's-
Whatever.
265 Slitherwing, you're cool. Don't listen to the haters. Next up, we've got Tadbulb.
What a letdown after Slitherwing.
Good name. I mean, it's definitely better than Slitherwing. I'll give it that. But
Oh my god. Get out of here.
I'll give you that the name is because it's an actual Pokemon name and not just 2 words.
That's fair.
But
and look, this thing's better than Volcarona too. No, it might not be better. This thing's pretty dumb.
You heard it here first. Chris wants to put Padbulb at number 17 on the
No,
list.
I want to move Volcarona down the list. Well, we won't be doing that. To be clear, we won't be
Not
moving
until
anything down
the
list.
final episode, maybe. Yeah.
not tonight, at least.
Yeah. I would put this thing. I'm looking at like just scrolling through Gorbis at 736. Like this feels in that range for me. Chinchu at 734 feels like a good comparison, actually.
Is
That
this
does
the
feel like-
worst tadpole Pokemon? Worse than Poliwag, Temple?
I guess I like it a bit more than Timpole. Where is Timpole at?
923.
Okay.
Yeah. I would stay above Timpole as well. Yeah, that is the one I'm thinking of because those are the vibrator Pokemon and I want nothing to do with them. That entire line. It's disgusting.
How about those
Uh,
monkeys? Simipour, Simisear, Simisage, all stacked right there at 920.
They're all equally bad.
I would go below Bon Sweet, I think.
At least a good
At
name. I mean, I
915.
guess Tadbulb is a good.
Yeah.
Okay. What type is this? Is it just electric?
Just electric. Yeah.
I
Seems
do
like it should be
also
electric water.
I really like the name Dupitor, but I won't fight for that. I just like the name. I just wanted to put it out there.
It's a solid name. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine there with Bounce Sweet.
Okay.
New 916 for Tadbulb. God. And this is, I mean, we can do name origins, but
Yeah, could you maybe the Pokedex entries?
oh yeah.
Anything good there?
Tadbulb shakes its tail to generate electricity. If it senses danger, it will make its head blink on and off to alert its allies. It floats using the electricity stored in its body. When thunderclouds are around, Tadbulb will float higher off the ground.
Was that first one the Scarlet entry?
Yes.
Of course it was. Scarlet entries always better. That's actually I do like that a lot. The fact that it shakes its tail and that it blinks its head to alert its allies. Nobody else will see this if I start blinking my head right now. That makes me like it a little bit more, but I think we have it probably in the right place.
Yeah. It feels pretty good. I'm happy with 916.
Sorry, Tadbulb.
Yeah. Can't win them all. Next up, we've got Charcadet.
Okay. Where is Pawnyard is my first question.
Ooh, that's a fantastic question.
This looks like Pawnyard with flames, which makes him better, of course. But
Yeah. Pawnyard is at 513.
okay.
Yeah, I like this thing. I mean, it looks like a Digimon, honestly, which doesn't always have to be a bad thing. I think in this case it's fine, but like I could totally see this being a rookie.
Yeah, generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of humanoid Pokemon in general. But I like this one. It's pretty cute. I'm a stand for fire types in general, so that automatically gives it some points for me. So I would go above that. I know 513 is about halfway down the list right now. I would go above that, I think.
Yeah, I think its design is cleaner than Pawniard with his weird sticking out his belly and stuff.
Do we have any good lore on this one, Ryan?
Burnt charcoal came to life and became a Pokemon. Possessing a fiery fighting spirit, Charcadet will battle even tough opponents. Its firepower increases when it fights, reaching over 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. It likes berries that are rich in fat.
I hate that, actually. I hate most of that. Sentient charcoal. And I was certain you were going to say it just had power levels over 1,800, like it was like a Dragon Ball fighter.
And for all our non-US friends, 1,800 Fahrenheit is 982 Celsius.
Pretty hot.
Pretty hot.
Warm.
Almost
Pretty
every
warm.
fire Pokemon, they have at least one entry where it's like, they're over 1 billion degrees or whatever.
Big number.
I'm looking at the list above 513, and first off, I see another lovely pun at 501. Obama snow. Very good.
They're sprinkled around the list.
I do really like him, actually, and I like Esper, so I might be right in that 500 to 513 range.
Yeah, I like Esper a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we stay below them. I could put this above the little Kamala.
Yeah.
I can't believe you put Obama snow at 501 and didn't make a Kamala Harris joke at 505. What a miss.
But we made sure to keep a note about keeping Hypno away because
I don't remember what that was because he sleeps all the time, right? And Hypno eats stream.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I think I would go personally. I like Vivian because of all the forms. I would go between Vivian and Shelgon.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. That is the objectively correct ranking for Charcadet.
One of the Pokemon that gets given a nickname because there's a Charcadet that roams around the campus at school that they have nicknamed Charlos. Great nickname.
Pretty good.
That is excellent.
Any guesses where we get Charcadet from?
At least charcoal, so we know that.
Yeah.
And
it looks like he's got a little cadet helmet on, right? Like a little helmet. Like
Yeah,
he's a cadet.
he's a little cadet. He's
A little
fighter
soldier boy.
It's not like a bird beak. It's not just like a big beak.
I don't know. It looks like it's got like the holes on the front, like he's a bowling ball. I don't know. I'm very confused about what's going on there.
Does he have any association with the rapper Soldier? Is this guy
Ooh.
making game consoles?
Not when Nintendo finds out. Yes, Char Cadet may be a combination of char, charcoal, and cadet. In Japan, this is carbu, which may be a combination of carbon, Spanish for charcoal, and boy. So charcoal boy. Pretty good.
Can we get the German pronunciation, Ryan?
Narben or Knarben?
Yeah, Narben.
Narben.
Objectively dorkier.
Which is got from nape, which is squire, and carbon for charcoal. Again, Spanish for charcoal. Yeah. Yeah. French, charbembin, charbon, coal, bembin, toddler. Okay. Yeah, they got the vibe down.
Toddler.
Mhm.
Interesting.
All right. Char Cadet, you just barely scratched out the top half of the list. And next up, we've got Grievard.
Yes.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. Now, this is the one, you, as cute as he is, you want to stay away from.
Might be the best name on tonight's list outside of Lechonk. I just really like Grievard as, take on Graveyard. That is very well done.
Yeah,
good job.
Solid.
Good job, Pokemon. Good job, Game Freak. Very cute design. I like the candle. I like the purple flame. Like the kind of violet light purple is nice. He's much fluffier than his evolution. Definitely looks more snuggly than Houndstone.
Which is a trap.
Him. I like his lore a lot.
What happens if you try to snuggle a Grievard, Ryan?
Oh my goodness. Well, let me tell you. Grievards usually rest underground with the candle-like part of its head left uncovered as it waits for people to come nearby. If approached, it jumps out of the ground and lets a spooky cry that may unintentionally startle people. But Grievard is friendly, affectionate, and gets easily lonely, so it's really easy to befriend and will forever follow anyone who gives it the slightest attention. However, it is advised not to play with Grievard too often, as it is known to slowly and unwittingly drain the life force of those near it.
Seems legit.
Sounds like a dog.
Well, I can't say that helps it in the rankings. I don't want to bring a Pokemon around that's slowly gonna kill me. Like, I hate to keep bringing up a disease as terrible and actually awful as cancer, but like, how many packs a day do you feel like is equivalent to hanging out with a Grievard? Like, is that like smoking 2 packs a day, or is it like 6 packs a day? Like, how bad are we talking about? Because if it's like smoking 1 cigarette a day is the equivalent emissions of hanging out with a Grievard, like, I think I might take that. I think I might be okay with that.
I feel like it's got to be at least a pack or 2. It's rumored that Grievard is the reincarnation of a dog Pokemon that never interacted with a human and died in the wild. So it's
sad.
It's sad and desperate. It really lonely. Really wants to be with people. So it's eating the life force, man.
All right, I know where to look on the list now. Let me.
that was the information Brian needed.
Yeah. Let me talk to you guys about my guy at number 97, Mimikyu. I feel like this is the dog version of Mimikyu after hearing all that lore.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like
is that too high?
Lore, but
yeah.
I don't hate this thing being high. Yeah, I don't know if it gets.
I'm just saying, you got Mimikyu and Cubone right there, like the 2 saddest lore Pokemon.
I mean, yeah, those are his buddies.
This is pretty fitting. But I understand if top 100 feels too high. I get it. I'm not using up all my goodwill here. We have more Pokemon to go.
This is a good boy, though. I mean,
Mhm.
how do you
Yeah,
feel?
I'm ready to hear other positions.
I'm okay with him up here. I'm okay with him above
Oh,
Cubone.
ooh.
Wow. All right, I'm going to throw out
Well,
two
look,
names just to.
look at us. Who would have thought, Chris? Look at us. Who would have thought we'd be here?
I'm going to throw out two dogs just as a test of will, real
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
Houndoom 145.
No, I'm good on Houndoom.
Boltoons 147.
Boltuned?
Where's Yamper? We have him way higher, right?
Yamper is very high.
He's 82. Okay, we can't go above
82.
Yamper.
What the hell is a Boltuned? I'm still stuck on that guy.
The evolution of
Evolved
Yamper.
Oh, okay.
Another good
That
boy.
helps.
You mean you
Boltuned.
don't know every Pokemon, Brian? Come on.
Boltuned, very cute. Literally does look like a Pokemon version of Bolt from that Disney movie, though.
Mhm.
I like Yamper better than Boltune, but I think I like between Mimikyu and I think they would make a really friendly trio. I think they could all hang out and chill
Well,
and be miserable together.
I don't know that I'd call it a friendly trio.
Yeah,
Friendly with
no,
each other.
That's true. That's
they
fair.
they can all commiserate in their sadness together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Good
I don't
Lord,
hate
talk about the
Greavard.
worst party ever. What are you doing? I'm hanging out with Mimikyu, Greaveyard, and Cubone. It's going to be a wild night.
Get out.
Look at that. 2 in the top 100 tonight. Love it.
Yeah, and we're not done yet.
True.
But any guesses where we get Greavard from?
So I do get the graveyard reference, but is there like a dog reference hidden in there too? That I'm not hearing?
Yes, there is, Brian. It may
Oh.
just be a breed you don't know the name of specifically because they're
Maybe.
going after a specific breed for their dog poll.
Wawa.
Greavard may be a combination of graveyard,
Mhm.
grieve,
Mhm.
Greaves, a byproduct of a historical method of candle making, typically used as dog food.
Oh my
And-
god.
Wow.
That's so good.
What a deep pull. And Briard, a long-haired dog breed.
Oh, yeah, I've
Wow,
never heard of that
Even
before.
shares a name.
That's perfect. That is
Yeah.
that is a wow. That's a fantastic name, actually, after hearing all that.
Oh, okay. We all have heard of the Greaves, but we've heard it under another name. Commonly referred to as tallow.
Oh, okay.
So just fat. Yeah, that's top-notch naming though. Good
Yeah.
work. Good work.
Good job, Game Freak.
Let's see if you can follow it up with the next Pokemon, Grafai.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Boy, Ryan hates this thing.
I
like
fucking
him.
hate this Pokemon.
We have to look at the IRL image of this thing because it is horrifying. The actual
Mom and Dad are fighting. I don't know what to do.
I'll get you a Wikipedia article here, Brian.
put that on. The horrifying monkey that I like.
I can't stand this thing. I don't like its real form either.
Oh God, yeah.
We were talking about this with genetics, and he was like, "Well, it looks like the real one." I'm like, "That's not a positive in my mind. I don't like that either." It's just, I didn't like this thing from the first moment I saw it in trailers. I continue to dislike this Pokemon a great deal. I don't like its fingers, its eyes. I really don't like its eyes. I'm not about this thing.
This is like to Ryan, like what snakes are to most normal people.
Accurate.
Looking at I agree that the picture you're showing us right now on the stream, I'm not a fan of that. But looking at the like stock image they have on Bulbapedia, I actually like him a lot more. I like how his hands kind of drag, and he's got like the one long finger that's a different color paint than the rest of his hand. it's pretty cool. It looks like he's doing like a little thinking with his little finger under his chin with it dripping down. The eyes are a cool color and shape. I'm leaning towards Chris in this argument, Ryan. I'm sorry.
No,
Pretty
Brian,
good.
what happened?
I know we were so in sync for the first half, and the last couple, it's been a different story for sure.
I can't stand this thing. What the first form has a pupil, and then it no longer has a pupil.
We're not talking about the other forms.
Doesn't need pupils for, man. You just fine. Also, it's an artist.
because
Ryan,
without-
well known, you hate artists, I know, but
Without
yeah.
pupils, this is now a bug.
I heard Ryan gets all of his art made by AI generators. That's what I heard about Ryan.
Actually.
did you just say this is now a bug as an insult when you spent so much time defending Slitherwing earlier?
But it's not bug type. But I'm saying
Well,
its
Corona
eyes,
is,
right? Like
isn't it?
the design of its eyes. It goes from not having a pupil or having pupils to not having a pupils, which totally changes how the eyes work and what they are biologically, right? Like you go from eyes like we have to compound eyes like insects have.
What if the whole thing is a pupil, Ryan?
That's not what the eye looks like at all in the first form.
What if everything is?
I gotta say-
Design so much. I would genuinely, I'm ranking this thing myself, it's right around where Bruxish is for me.
Oh,
This is not just not good. This is actively I hate this thing.
That's
I
interesting.
hate this Pokemon.
Okay,
I
we should
really dislike it.
we should respect Ryan and take that into consideration. I will say
Slitherwing.
for me, always looking for things to compare to, I see Apom at 476, and I actually liked it better than Apom, but for Ryan's sake, I'm willing to go lower on the list. But I think Bruxish is a wild take, buddy.
Now, hold on, I wanted to put Slitherwing at Bruxish territory, and we put that at 263.
Yeah, that's true.
Saying maybe in the 300s we could settle. I know we're not going above or 266. Sorry, we're not. I know we're not going to go above Slitherwing. That's fine.
Houndstone we put at 377, and I like Houndstone better than this, I think. See, Ryan, I'm working for you a little bit.
I appreciate it. Fuck it, throw. 399. We're gonna put this above fuck it, throw.
Probably not. Probably not above Cloudsire either.
All right, I'll close my arguments.
I'd go
Above
above
Spoink.
Cubchoo. I'm not a big fan of Cubchoo.
Yeah, with
Stupid
the
runny
snot.
nose.
Okay, I'm fine right there below. Actually, I'd go above Spheal as well.
Spheal, I mean, is the Lechonk of the water.
Okay.
Great. That's really good.
Lechonk of the sea. That's what it says on the cans when you buy it.
All right. Grafai 402.
Sorry, Ryan.
Blaze it,
Any guesses?
almost.
You should just be lucky, Grafai, that our guest liked you. Any guesses on the name origin?
I mean, yes, the I monkey and graffiti. This boy is a painter.
Yeah,
I think he just likes graphs. Like that song. Look
He's
at
a
this
math monkey.
graph.
Yeah, maybe a combination of graffiti and II. It may also be derived from Urdabai, the natural reserve home to the painted Oma forest.
I think this has two really cool Pokedex entries too, Ryan, if you want to read those.
Let's see here. The color of the poisonous saliva depends on what the Pokemon eats. Grafai covers its fingers in its saliva and draws patterns on trees and forests. Each Grafai paints its own. It's not that it's got its saliva on its fingers, it's that its saliva is paint. Each Grafai paints its own individual pattern and will paint that same pattern over and over. So they're not even original. They just draw the same thing.
I mean, they're original. They're just not very creative.
Let's see you do better, Ryan.
No, I'm not an artist.
He's
Hey,
pulling up
stick your
Midjourney
finger in
bot
your
right
mouth
now.
and paint something with your saliva. Let's see it.
No. Also, I've had paint in my mouth. It's not an enjoyable experience. But that does it for our random list of 10, and I'm going to move forward so I can close this tab and not have to think about this Pokemon existing ever again in my life. Brian, of course, gets to bring a Pokemon with him to rank. So, Brian, tell me, who's your Pokemon?
Hello. My name is Sprigatito. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Go, Princess Bride.
Yeah.
The Sprigatito.
Sprigatito, baby. The final Gen 9 starter to rank.
Yeah. We've ranked Fuecoco and Quaxley. Thank you. Sorry, brain fart. So this is the final first
He's
form.
deserving of your forgetfulness.
Now here's the thing. You having brought this on the show, I'm sure we'll get much higher, but I think Ryan and I at least are in agreement that it's the weakest of the starting form.
Unbelievable.
I think it looks like a Neopets, and
Chris,
that's not a compliment.
Chris, you ignorant slut. Let me talk to you about I have played every single mainline Pokemon game on release, Gens 1 through 8, Arceus, all of them. I have picked the fire starter in every single one of those games until Gen 9. That is how much I love this cat. Sprigatito is beautiful. I have just met him and I love him. And if anything happens to him, I will kill everyone in this chat. But you're right. He does look like a Neopet. But Neopets are adorable. You said that Charcadet looked like a Digimon earlier, but you didn't penalize him for it.
I mean, yeah, but we're not talking like top 100 or anything with it. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, we are with this kitty. No, I'm not sold necessarily on top 100, but I do, and I'm noticing a feature of Sprigatito here that I had never noticed before, thanks to this image Ryan has found. Look at those little toe beans. Look at those little beans. Oh my goodness.
Does have the beans.
I love the pink eyes. I love the very close to being a weed plant shape on its face. Like,
got me there.
just absolutely adorable. Do not love its evolutions. The second form actually pretty good. Third form monstrous.
Really? I like the third.
I was not a fan, but to each their own. But this was the first generation ever where I even considered not picking the fire type as my starter. I've just always picked fire. And maybe it's because I've gone soft. I own 3 cats now. I'd never been a cat person until more recently in my life. As soon as I saw this Pokemon, I fell in love with it.
Definitely, that has a part to play.
Great name, Ryan. Get me some lore on this little kitty cat so that I can hype it up some more.
All right, what we got here? Its fluffy fur is similar in composition to plants. This Pokemon frequently washes its face to keep from drying out. The sweet scent its body gives off mesmerizes those around it. The scent grows stronger when this Pokemon is in the sun. It's a capricious and attention-seeking Pokemon. It tends to sulk if ignored by people, can rub its paws together to unleash a sweet therapeutic aroma that mesmerizes people nearby and causes foes to stop battling. Can perform photosynthesis by absorbing moisture into its fur.
Yep. Any of this do anything for you, Chris?
So here's where I was looking as like an upper cap for me would be Mudkip. I like Mudkip.
Oh my god. Where's Mudkip on this list so I can scoff? I mentioned at the top of the show when we said Meowstitch was at the 100 line. It's dropped now to 102. And I would be willing to say, especially because of the 2 color patterns you get with the male and female, I think Meowstitch is a better design. I also really like Riolu right below Meowstitch, but I'm not a big Lickitung guy, so I would probably be up there around that 104 mark. Oh my gosh. How did Lickitung get so high on this list? What is wrong with you, sick pervert?
James Smithy.
Oh, well, that explains it. Because I like Alolan Raichu more, and I mean, just for its utility in Pokemon Go, especially, I probably like Tyranitar more. But I would have this thing above Lickitung, and I would have it above Golurk. That's kind of where I am. But if you guys want to go a little lower, I think above Mudkip. I would understand below Totodile for the nostalgia, but
Above Mudkip.
But Mudkip's already better than Totodile. Mistakes were made putting Totodile above Mudkip.
not by me, Chris. Don't penalize Sprigatito for your mistakes.
Ryan and Mike. I don't know.
I'll penalize Sprigatito for being a plain ass little grass cat. For its mistakes.
Combination of Sprig and Gatito, which is Spanish for little kitten.
Which is good.
A little Gatito.
And in stark contrast to our last Pokemon, I don't actively hate this thing. I think it is cute. This is a solidly cute Pokemon. Green's my favorite color, so it's got me in the color category for sure. Grass always does. But it also doesn't like feel exceptionally inspired in the same way that especially in my mind, like the design for Fuecoco this generation, how he's like this crocodile, but also a little apple thing. Like that design feels much more clever. And I think Quaxly's design shows off a little more personality than Sprigatito. Like I said, I really just get Green Cat from Sprigatito, which cute, adorable. Don't get me wrong. Very cute, but doesn't like scream to me anything about what this Pokemon is.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I will say, Brian, you were not here. I don't even know if it would be in the same range as Quaxly and Fuecoco. I don't know if we would even put it there, but I'm willing to put it as the highest Gen 9 starter.
Thank you. I appreciate that. When the poll comes up for where Shuckle should be now, I'm no longer supporting you, Ryan. I thought Shuckle's great. Keep him at number 3.
All right. I mean, you're the one that's got to hear me say it every week.
Good Lord.
I'm happy
so
right
where,
below Mudkip above Lilligant, personally.
God, below Mudkip. Is this the regular Mudkip or the Gen 9 Mudkip? Or are they both considered one here? Is Paldean Mudkip separate?
Are you thinking of Wooper?
Oh, I am thinking of Wooper. Hold on. This might change things for me. I was absolutely thinking of Wooper this whole time.
Mudkip's the Gen 3 starter.
Yeah, okay. I don't like it, but with this new knowledge, I'll accept it.
We'll even stay above Wooper at 140. How's that?
We are above Wooper.
Better stay above Wooper. Wooper alert.
Yeah, Wooper watch. Let's go.
There it is. Wooper watch. Yeah. Sprigatito.
133 Sprigatito is adorable. Well, I won't argue. Is adorable.
He's a great Neopet. I love him.
Hate you all. Have you ranked Florigato yet?
No, this is our first of the line.
Okay. Because that's actually my favorite of this line, I think. But I had a chance to get a starter on the list, so I was excited to talk about it.
Yeah. Visually at least, I like where this line goes a little bit more. I think this line gets better, like becomes more inspired and more than just a little grass kitty. But yeah, it starts out quite plain in my eyes.
I just think the third one is bizarre. The mask is, and the name is real bad.
I like the name.
It's complicated. It's too complicated to say. That's my problem with the name.
I also like that third form. Brian, let me ask you now because you won't be here when we rank that. Are you going to be really mad if it's above Sprigatito?
I mean, I won't, because it'll be respect for the line, and that, even though they're not necessarily supposed to be connected to each other, at least it's respect for the line.
Mhm.
If I was ranking, Meowscarada,
Yeah.
terrible name. That would be towards the middle of the list probably for me, because the design it's not terrible. It's a good starter third evolution design. I think the mask is a little too tall for me, I think, is the issue.
Well, that's fair. We got the English name origins, but I really like the Japanese name, Nyahoja. So,
Mhm.
nya, the sound the cat makes. Hoja, Spanish for leaf, may also involve ha, leaf
Yes.
from Japan.
Yeah, and I like that it's got a little neon cat in there at the start.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Could you give us the French name, Ryan?
Hey, what do we got in French?
Don't leave the people hanging.
This is a family show. Golly.
Pusacha?
From what exactly? I like
Poos.
my favorite part of this is that the poos is not even the cat part.
No, it's not. Poos is sprout.
Yep.
Chat is cat, and possibly herba chat, which is catnip. They might be pulling a little bit of catnip in there as well, but man.
Usacha.
Such.
Pretty good.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our random list of 10. Brian, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, as always, for having me. I feel like we had some spirited discussion, some good debate, but as always, we leave here at the end of the day as friends, and I appreciate you guys.
Oh, buddy, we appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Sure. So me and a couple of my buddies do this little show called Draft Punks. You can hear both Ryan and Chris on there at various times. Chris was actually in our most recently released episode as of right now, which was our fantasy critic episode for 2023, where we drafted our favorite, or our most anticipated, I should say, upcoming games for this coming year. Chris had the last pick in the first round and somehow got Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I am still wondering how that fell so far, but I think that's going to be an easy 15 to 20 points for you guys.
Yeah. We were strategizing beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely one of the if we can get this whenever we happen to go early rounds, that's a get, depending on.
If Rob, so our buddy Rob, had the number one pick, and we won't go too far into this. If he had taken Zelda Tears of the Kingdom at number one, that Star Wars would have been my pick at number two. But he went kind of, not off script for him. If you know Rob at all, he took Hollow Knight Silk Song, which might not release till 2026. But so that kind of forced my hand as I have to take Zelda. For the third year in a row, it's being drafted in our fantasy critic draft. We expect it to finally actually come out this year. Which allowed, it was like watching Aaron Rodgers in the green room, where it was that year Aaron Rodgers went into the NFL draft. There's him and one other quarterback. I can't even remember who it was. But it was like one of them is going to go number one, and then we don't know what's going to happen to the other one. And sure enough, this other guy, I think it might have been Alex Smith. I think Alex Smith got picked first, and Rodgers ended up dropping to the Packers at 23 because none of the other teams really needed a quarterback. And it just kind of felt like that, except who doesn't need Star Wars Jedi Survivor? It's going to be fantastic. So, anyways, we put out episodes once in a while. We used to be very consistently a weekly show, and then a kid happened, and so now we put them out when we can. Usually it's at least once or twice a month. But that's Draft Punks, and it's available anywhere you're listening to Friendly Fire Podcast and Gotta Rank 'Em All. So come check us out. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a fun time. And one of the best things about that show is hunt around. There's a topic for you, even if fantasy critic draft doesn't sound fun. They've covered a lot of different topics, so there's something out there that you'll enjoy listening to.
Yeah, we do movies, video games, music, books. I actually got a takedown notice today for 3 of our music episodes. Someone finally caught on to us. I don't know, maybe I should be honored that somebody heard it and was like, hey, wait a second. But we had 3 episodes, that got hit with copyright issues. So we'll be taking those down and editing them a little bit so that we can put them back up. But lots of music episodes.
Because you only release on podcast platforms, right? You're not on YouTube, but you got
right
hit anyway. That's crazy. Because even like Crossfade has never been hit that I know of, and they just play whatever.
Yeah, and it's I mean, I don't know if it's the length of the clips that we're playing, because we're with Anchor, which is tied into Spotify. It was only like 3 episodes, and we have way more music episodes than that. So I'm wondering if maybe it's just music that's not available on Spotify that they're flagging. But who knows? This is not what this show's about. We don't need to get into the weeds on this.
No problem. But yeah, definitely everyone check out the Draft Punks. Chris, do we have anything to plug?
No. Kidding. Yeah, you can.
All right, good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody. You can follow us on Twitch, which I can never remember what it is. Friendly Fire Games Pod? Is that what it is?
Friendly Fire Pod.
Fire Pod. Okay. Follow us on Twitch. We'll be streaming. Well, we stream Still Wasted every Friday or Saturday, typically, when Tyler and Tom are filling up to it, and we should be eventually streaming a new offshoot of D&D, maybe. Although maybe we'll just do that and not stream it. I'm not sure.
No, I think we'll still stream it. Because screw you, Wizards of the Coast. No, it's a Monster Hunter themed D&D. It is using the D&D rule set, but it comes with a lot of extra races and subclasses. There's a whole new class, and it's all around hunting monsters, tracking monsters, hunting monsters, and then harvesting their parts to make new stuff. I'm very excited to get into it because I have a feeling we're going to run it a little bit less story driven, so it's going to make my prep a little bit easier. I'm going to be more of the quest counter for any video game. You come up to me and I have available quests, and you tell me what you want to hunt, and I'll prep that.
But I've described in excruciating detail all the viscera of the monster as I peel off its pieces.
We talked about AI art earlier tonight, but we just wrapped up a one shot that of course took like 6 sessions with a buddy of ours, and one of the final monsters we had to fight was just this giant mashing gnaw teeth, just rows of teeth was how it was described. And he actually used an AI mid-journey generator to make this image, and it is one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen. So if you're ever looking for ways to make some interesting, unique tokens for your games, consider that. Yeah, but very freaky stuff.
I will make that note. And keep an eye on One Piece game clubs. And as far as streams go, I'm getting back into Kingdom Hearts. Those will be happening on Tuesdays.
Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, as of recording, just beat the final boss of Terra's campaign. So finally on to the other campaigns that game has to offer. Ventus is next.
And Aqua, yeah.
But yeah, keep your eye out for the One Piece game club we got going on. More game clubs to be coming a little bit later in the year, and new show should be out by the time you're already hearing this. So I hope you already listened to it. You should. It was a fun time. And that's going to get on its regularly scheduled uploading and recording program shortly.
I figured out that the way I can rank how much I enjoy Kingdom Hearts games in general is the ratio of Kingdom Hearts OCs on the cover of the game to Disney characters. The more Kingdom Hearts characters on the box, the worse.
I don't think Birth by Sleep has any Disney characters.
It does have Mickey. Mickey's on there. Okay. So it's you got the 3-to-1 ratio because you have Terra, Aqua, Ventus, and Mickey.
It's like saving the day. 33%, like a failing.
Yeah, it's a 3-to-1 ratio there, 1-to-3, however you want to order it. But if you look at the box art for Kingdom Hearts 3, it's just ridiculous.
Is it just all Disney?
No, it's the opposite, and that's the problem.
No. Are you not a 3?
I like the combat in 3, but they were so far up their ass with the story at that point that it's just there's 10 different Kingdom Hearts characters on that.
We can't
cover.
get into Kingdom Hearts 3 spoiler cast.
Okay.
But my God, it's, especially since Ryan cannot be spoiled.
Yes,
hasn't played it yet. Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for joining us as we continue finalizing the most important decisions of our lives. We hope you are well until we reconvene in 2 weeks. And remember, gotta rank them all.
Gotta rank 'em all, Pokemon.